Jacob Riis was born on May 3, 1849 in Ribe, Denmark. Jacob was the son of Niels Edward, who was a senior lecturer at a local school in the hometown of Ribe. Jacob, like most of his siblings, decided not to pursue an academic career. After leaving school at age 15, Jacob moved to Copenhagen for a carpentry apprenticeship. 6 years later, at age 21, Jacob decided to move to the U.S. because of his disappointment in love. Jacob had admired this girl named Elizabeth Gort for years, but turned down his marriage proposal since Elizabeth was one of the richest families in Ribe, while Jacob was just a carpenter. While in the U.S., he struggled physically and mentally. He only had $40 on him and was sleeping on floors and was homeless. Things started to take a turn for him in 1873. When he became a police officer, Jacob quickly found his stride and succeeded as an officer. How Jacob started writing/reporting. Jacob Riis got into writing and reporting about journalism when solving crime. He often helped with poverty and eventually became a muckraker spreading the word of the slums and horrible living life in New York. Riis started writing after his dad. His dad had a big impact on him. His dad forced and persuaded him to read and improve his English. He started writing about poverty in the slums since at one point in his life he was in a slum begging for food. He wanted to inform others of the horrible conditions immigrants were living in and wanted people to feel for them. Major career steps that made him a famous muckraker. Mr. Riis was born in Denmark and worked as a carpenter until he moved to the United States in 1870. Mr. Riis was 21 when he moved to the United States and only had $40 with him. At this point, his life was miserable and painful. At this time, he was homeless and sleeping on floors. For 3 years, he worked boring jobs, but this all changed when he got a job in 1877 to be a police reporter for the New York Tribune. This is one step that made him a muckraker. Once he began his life as a police reporter, he spent his time trying to show the people the life in slums, how painful it was. He would take pictures of small alleys where people were sleeping. In one small corner, there would be 7 people sleeping together. What really hurts is the child labor situation. Little children would work 7 days a week in terrible environment. The little children would work mines, glass factories, peddlers, and more. At this age, nobody should be working at all. All these kids should be learning in school. Jacob Riis was one of the first in the U.S. to conceive of photo images for change for the lower class. Another accomplishment by Mr. Riis was that he was the first to recognize the possibility of night photography. These are some of his achievements and career steps that made him a famous muckraker. Thank you.